A few months ago, I released a video covering all the different Amtrak heritage locomotives that are out right now. These engines have been painted to commemorate the different color schemes that Amtrak has had over the last 5 decades. I'm really proud of how that video turned out, and it took me years to finish it, so if you haven't seen it yet, please check it out. Besides heritage liveries, Amtrak has a few other special locomotives that you can see across the country. For example, there are trains painted in a special red scheme thanking veterans for their service. And then there's the Operation Lifesaver locomotive. This is a P-42 Genesis locomotive built by General Electric. To be specific, it's number 203. And since 2022, it carries a livery that is quite different from anything else you'll see on Amtrak. Isn't that orange and black combo stunning? Operation Lifesaver is a nonprofit headquartered in Washington, D.C. that strives to reduce the number of accidents and fatalities surrounding railways. Their main area of focus is developing education and public awareness campaigns on how to cross tracks safely. Their motto, "See tracks, think train." About a week later, I got another shot of the 203, this time right across the river in Arlington, Virginia, as it was leading the Silver Star out of Miami. The photographers were lined up all along the park for this one. By the way, if you want to see clips I've taken like this one, just standalone and without narration, check out my second channel, Tom's Trains. It's where I post all my rail fanning clips. As always, if you're enjoying this video, please leave a comment and subscribe to Trains Are Awesome. How kind of you to stop so nicely for my videography enjoyment. So I could end the video right here. We saw a cool train, one I've been wanting to see for a while now, but the Operation Lifesaver locomotive carries a message. It's all about railroad crossing safety. So I decided to head to the nearest railroad crossing from where I live and give us all a refreshment course. The thing is, there are practically no railroad crossings in DC on public roads, and definitely none that see regular passenger service. So that's how I found myself just outside the district line, in Riverdale Park, Maryland. Just south of the station here, the Mark Camden line crosses Queensbury Road. Now, the very best way to prevent accidents is to just not have railroad crossings. Different forms of grade separation, like underpasses and overpasses, are the most effective tool to save lives. Of course, you can't just dig an underpass yourself. That is the responsibility of railroad companies and local governments. If they were wise, they'd do more of that. But grade separation costs money, and a lot of it. So in the US, there are still thousands upon thousands of level crossings left. And that is where you have a role to play in your own safety and that of others. The most important thing to remember, above all else, is this: a train cannot stop for you. It's physically impossible to slow down tons and tons of metal with that much momentum that quickly. So when you see tracks, think train. I recognize that the following tips are primarily aimed towards people in the United States. I know that different countries have slightly different rules. In Japan, for example, drivers must treat railroad crossings as stop signs, even if it's clear and nothing is coming. So just be sure to research what your country's rules are. But in general, all the tips in this video should apply worldwide. First, for my pedestrian viewers. Though it may be tempting, this is not where you cross the tracks. Neither is this. This is bad. Only cross the tracks here, at an official, publicly marked railroad crossing. There should be lights, and in most cases, crossbars as well. If the lights are flashing, a train is coming. Don't duck over or under. Your life is worth the wait.
Oh no, the gates have closed. There must be a train coming. I don't see anything yet though. Should I try to go under? No. Always wait until the train is passed and the gates have gone up again and the lights have stopped flashing.
When a train has stopped and is blocking the gates, which happens in America more so than in other countries, do not attempt to cross under, over, or around. This is so dangerous. You never know when that train might move, but more importantly, there might be another train on the other track that you can't see. When the gates are up and the lights have turned off, only then should you begin to cross. Just because a train has left doesn't mean another one isn't coming. That's what the lights are there to tell you. Many American stations will also require you to cross the tracks between platforms. That's the case here at Riverdale. Don't cross here. Cross where there is an explicit paved or wooden walkway across the tracks. Make sure to look and listen carefully in both directions before you cross. Now for those driving cars. Many of the same rules apply. Only cross at official crossings. See tracks, think train. Cross quickly when it is safe to do so, and be mindful of traffic. In the US, most public buses and school buses have to stop before they cross tracks. Of course, don't cross once the lights are flashing. Don't go around the gates. Basically, don't do this or this. Like I said earlier, the train can't stop, and your car won't win. Nothing is worth taking the risk, not even when you're rushing to get home because that new Trains Are Awesome video just dropped. So it could happen that your car stalls on the tracks. What do you do in that scenario? First, make sure you and everyone else evacuates immediately. The very next thing you should do is call the railroad. Every single railroad crossing will have this little blue sign. On it is the number to call, which will connect you directly to the railroad that owns the tracks. You will also find the number of the crossing. Let the operator know this number and that there is an issue, and they will alert the trains. Even the pedestrian crossings inside the train stations will have these signs posted in a clearly visible place. So the Operation Lifesaver train runs around the country, reminding people about railroad crossing safety. Perhaps you already knew everything shared in this video, but please make sure that everybody you know is well informed as well. Then you too will be a lifesaver. As always, thank you so much for watching today. Sorry if I sounded a little preachy, I just care about you all. We'll see you next time.